All right, welcome to the first episode of fuck the title. What it was the title. God, all right.
Rolling Stone.
Okay, no. Okay. Welcome to the first episode of how could my cartoon possibly be just like my Japanese anime?
Oh yeah, that's the one.
Right? It's been we came out with that name a
It
while
was
back.
really
So,
good, but we completely forgot about it.
yeah. Okay. So, all right. So I have with me here today Dom.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be doing this podcast, and for every episode we're going to talk about an anime we pretty much finished this year, not necessarily released this year, just like we finished it.
Yeah.
And then we'll make a podcast, and then at the end of the year we do a full kind of roundup.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's basically that's basically what this podcast is going to be about. All right. And so the anime we have for this episode, Dom, do you want to talk about it?
I'll talk about it. Want me to introduce it?
Yeah, Dom, tell the people at home.
Okay, we watched Blood Blockade Battlefront, unless I messed that up. Or Kekkai Sensen, as Woozle prefers to call it.
Yes, the better title.
It's a stupid title.
How does Blood Blockade Battlefront sound better to you?
You could tell that's what they wanted it to be. It's too convenient for it to be like something else.
It
Are
just
you
sounds like
kidding me?
it sounds like a mouth. It sounds like a mouthful, man.
It sounds like a mouthful that the author wanted it to be, though.
Those are like 3 words I can go to elementary school and they'll just pick out.
Like, for the sequel, it's Blood Blockade Battlefront and Beyond. Like, it's totally what that was supposed to be.
All right, whatever. Okay. Oh yeah. I guess we should preface this as like when we're gonna talk about this anime. We didn't actually watch Beyond, so this is just the first season.
Yeah, you just watched the first one.
Yeah. That's what usually our reviews are going to be about, anyways. We're just really going to touch the first season. I doubt we're ever going to like touch the second season. To be totally honest,
we'll touch it at some point.
Maybe you think we might go into Beyond later?
When it's finished, I'm going to add it to the list.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, I guess we should just go into sort of like the general plot. Do you want to go into that?
No, you can do that.
Jeez. Okay. So I'm gonna try to go in without really much spoilers. We'll go into like spoilers near the end, but basically, Blood Blockade. The setting takes place in New York, where I think a mist rolls in and pretty much prevents things from going in or out of New York City, even though it happens all the time.
Totally happens.
It happens like all the time in the show. So it's like, what?
I'm starting to feel like we missed something.
Yeah. So in New York, these monsters start popping out. I don't know if they did it. The monsters, aliens, demons, whatever. These creatures come out, and they somehow make like a diplomatic treaty in which they like somehow coexist in this New York town. So New York is now sort of like this amalgam of like this like alien creatures and the humans just like living side by side.
Yeah, this super city.
Yeah.
That has like the infrastructure of like, it's like hard to explain because anything that can happen in that city, and life will just keep on going.
Yeah, it's crazy. We'll like go into that, but yeah. So inside the city, there's this like secret organization called the Libra, which houses like these superhuman beings that have these special powers, mostly with controlling their blood to use like magic and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it goes into like our main character, Leonardo Watch. He has this whole like story how I guess some creature came, like birth in front of like him and his sister, and he, I guess, gave Leonardo special eyes, but in exchange he like took like I guess curse the eyes of his sister.
I guess.
Um, and yeah, and now Leonardo is now in New York City, and he's in Libra, and it's basically like every episode is just them going through like the monster of the week essentially.
Yeah.
Um, and then it kind of all culminates into this like final act at the end.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we get introduced to like a bunch of characters
Yeah.
throughout it. Yeah, so yeah, I get we'll just so that's kind of just the general plot. So we'll just go into like we'll just go right into the characters.
Mhm.
All right, so I guess we'll start off with the first one. Leonardo Watch.
Mhm.
It's kind of I don't know, he was kind of like he was in the beginning. He was kind of like a meek, like a coward.
I don't know what you're expecting from shonen anime. They're always like that in the beginning.
Yeah, no, but it like okay, like something like Naruto, right, or Ichigo,
Mhm.
right? Okay, Ichigo's a bad example because he wasn't really like a weak or meager character.
Yeah.
But like something like Naruto, where he was kind of annoying, but there was at least kind of a charm to him, and you could legitimately sympathize with his pain.
Yeah.
I think Leonardo was like looking back better than I gave credit for.
Mhm.
Because I could legitimately like sympathize with his situation with his sister
Yeah.
a little bit, and like right away into like second episode, he gets like way better.
Yeah. Actually, he didn't let this in the beginning. Like like the whole sister stuff didn't really come to the forefront yet.
Yeah, no, but like when he mentions the story of his sister, right?
Yeah, but
And
that didn't really dominate why he is the way he is, though.
yeah. Um. Well, no, like it was kind of like the starting point of like he was normally like this like sort of cowardly little meager character, right? It's
Yeah.
just the story with his sister got into like join Libra and actually want to like do something,
Okay.
right?
Do something with his special eyes.
Yeah, not be such a piece of shit.
Piece of trash.
Yeah, in this show I really actually liked Leonardo at the end.
Yeah, Leonardo's fun.
Yeah, he's very like he's a pretty good main character. Like he doesn't like I mean, first of all, I just like the fact that like this is like I said this before, but well to you, um I like the fact that this shonen anime takes the route of having the main character not have this like coming of age story where he has to get like super strong at the very end.
Yeah.
It's not about him like mastering his powers and then being like Omega God level,
Yeah.
right?
It's just him with his skill set and then being thrust into like a variety of situations.
Yeah, like most of the time, Leonardo isn't actually like his powers don't really need to be there.
Yeah, more often than not, his eyes are like a MacGuffin.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, God, I lost the words. Yeah.
Mhm.
So he fits in the group. Okay, the way he fits in the group is not that he's like really powerful. It's just he gives a very strong utility to the group, right?
Yeah,
In very specific situations, he's very useful.
Yeah, he's like a logistics type person.
Yeah, and I like that he has a defined role in the group, and he doesn't like overshadow anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So he feels more part of the gang opposed to like a main character with a posse.
Yeah. Opposed to Kirito.
Yeah. And it's really nice. He's he's a very nice character. He doesn't. I like the fact that he is kind of cowardly, but like he doesn't also like really put up with people's shit. Like he will legitimately like fight back and like try to resist a lot of the times.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Are you saying that he is, in other words, like another version of Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Yeah, kind of. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess you could, if you want to spin it like that, sure.
I will spin it like that.
Yeah. I guess we should just talk about Leonardo's powers quickly because we didn't really say it.
Mhm.
Fuck. Okay, so he has the all-seeing eyes of God, which, from what we saw in the show, basically lets you just see anything, like pretty much pass through illusions, see vampires, see ghosts, see barriers that shouldn't even really exist.
Yeah.
Um, he can. He saw into a monkey's like. He saw like the follicles of a monkey, which means he has pretty much like microscopic vision.
Yeah.
Well, like not. I don't think that's microscopic. I think that's he can scope in with his vision essentially.
Mhm.
Um, though at the
Yeah.
end he did break one of the eyes. I
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't even know.
yeah.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Oh yes, yeah, you can actually crack your eyes.
No, I didn't know they can actually like shatter. Like one eye could just shatter like that.
Oh yeah, they totally can.
Yeah,
It's super creepy.
yeah. All right. Well, there's that. Yeah, and besides that, he can, if he really focuses, he can mess with other people's eyesights in a manner.
Yeah.
And I think in the show it's implied that he had some manipulation over other people's powers
Yeah.
in a small sense,
Yeah.
but not. Yeah, that's basically the extent of his power. Like from what I just said, you can like grasp the idea that like he's not like the most powerful character by any means.
Yeah.
Um, and he can't really train his power to be like godly anyway.
We don't know that yet.
Yeah, we don't know that. We haven't seen Beyond yet, so that's fair.
Haven't seen Beyond yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, really strong first character, really strong lead character, really strong ensemble cast too.
Yeah, like okay, we just gotta quickly go through these, but Claus, who's sort of like the leader
Yeah.
of Libra, fucking, he's a badass.
Yeah.
He's like a straight up badass. I really like him for that.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
was it?
Zap.
Zap was pretty cool too. Zap was
He's like the loose cannon type character.
yeah, he's sort of played off as like this kind of like jerk who like messes with people for fun, hits on
Yeah,
girls, stuff like
Like
that.
sleazebag type character.
Yeah, but he kind of has like a soft spot on the inside.
Yeah.
Uh, he's like a prodigy. Oh yeah, sorry. Just gotta quickly quickly go over. Claus. I forgot what his style was. Fuck. I forgot what his style was, but I know that his powers can just essentially seal people.
Yeah, it's like his whole deal is that he seals people.
Yeah, he can just like seal them, and then they're just done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Zap. Zap and the fish dude. What's the fish dude's name?
Oh man, you're asking too much of me right now.
Yeah, sorry. It's actually been a few days since we just like
Yeah.
finished it.
It's his rival.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, their style is that they like conjure blades out of their blood.
Yeah, they there's this like Big Dipper style. Well, I mean, a lot of it is like manipulating their blood to like make weapons and stuff, but at the same time, they can like light it on fire.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. I was like blown away by the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
Just like it's still imprinted in my mind that like badass scene where Zap just fucking like grabs a monster, right? Just like a bajillion vines are like wrapping around him in midair, and then like he just like ties into some rubble. He like lights a lighter, and it fucking explodes like into like a huge fireball.
Yeah.
It was such a well done scene.
Yeah, it was on the first episode too.
Yeah, it was on first episode.
Oh, there you go. It's on the first episode.
Yeah, it was pretty dope.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty good. That's it. Then we had like Chain, who was the girl who like kind of teleports, but
Just stands on places.
just stands on places.
And things and people.
Yeah.
Yeah. She just stands.
Just stands. I kind of like her, but I just don't know where she fits. She's just kind of a character.
Fit. She just stands there.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. She just like okay. Like the thing is like, I don't know how strong she doesn't really fight. It seems like
It's implied she's super strong, but all we get to see is her just standing on things.
yeah.
Like I don't get it.
Right. What was it? Then there was Steven, who's like the guy who can make the ice blood.
Yeah.
Um, then there was that dude who was like oh, one of my favorite characters. He's just like, I forgot his name. Fuck. He was the dude with the misfortune.
Uh-huh. Dude with the misfortune. Oh yeah, him.
Yeah, the dude who was there's a character. I'm blanking on his name, so forgive
Yeah.
me. But he was actually cursed by a vampire. So he has incredible bad luck, but he's naturally super lucky. So none of the bad luck really affects him. So like there'll be a random meteor that falls that falls to the earth, and it will just barely hit him and just destroy his enemy.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing.
Yeah.
Uh um uh and then besides that, I think there are other members of Libra, but like we haven't really seen one. Like there was like that sniper chick we didn't really get to see much
I didn't
of.
see much of. I thought we saw. I thought we would see more of her. Maybe
I hear she's in Beyond. Yeah,
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
she's more in Beyond. Um yeah, and then we go into like white and black, I guess.
Yeah. Black and white.
Yeah, so I won't we won't reveal the twist now, but what was it white is like just like a girl in the hospital for now, and then like
Yeah.
black is essentially like the main villain of the series.
Yeah.
Black is White's brother.
Yeah.
It's he got like possessed by something essentially,
Yeah.
and yeah, he has this plan that he's going to enact, and it involves Leonardo in some fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, they have a motive.
Yeah. So they're evil.
Yeah. But besides that, in terms of like personalities and stuff, like I don't know, White is sort of like you're kind of by the numbers. Like I, I don't know. I guess you can kind of say tsundere-ish.
Not really.
Is it?
No.
Like there was that whole scene where she was like being dismissive of like Leonardo.
Really?
Maybe
Never got that. I think the
like
problem is that
yeah.
there's not really a word for just a normal girl.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess you could say like a little bit of like a self-centered.
Yeah, self-centered, cocky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cocky brat a little bit.
Yeah.
She's a bit of a brat. Yeah. And Black is just like he has like the dual personality going in right now. Like he has the normal like good side, and then he has like the fucking like
hot-headed, pulls back his hair.
like I'm gonna fuck your dad kind of side.
Yeah. Yeah, that side.
Yeah, that's the side that everyone likes.
That's the side I forgot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, Black is essentially the villain. There's also like other villains too that they kind of introduce. Like this is one character who's just essentially Joker, who just wants to like have the world being total chaos.
Yeah.
I
think that one is the agent for like future arcs. I don't think we're gonna be like facing him for like a while.
Yeah, I was super worried. I was super worried when he was introduced in the first episode because I was like, this is a pretty weak character if he's gonna be.
No, I think he's like the vehicle for other antagonists to come in.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. But my main issue was like if he was like the main thing, right?
Yeah.
Then it's I don't know. He doesn't seem like a really good villain.
Yeah, like you have to put in work to make a Joker type character work.
Yeah. Especially since there's no essentially there was not really essentially a Batman.
Yeah.
In the series too, so there's not like a direct opposite.
Yeah, like the closest to that is Claus, and he ain't really Batman.
Yeah, no, not even close.
Yeah. But, yeah.
There was the Carnage too. The problem is we're just saying these guys without names. Yeah, there was the dude who was essentially Carnage. He can just like he has a parasite blood creature in his body who can just like shapeshift. I guess I'm probably gonna edit these characters into the podcast just so people can have understanding of what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's just a quick rundown of the character.
Yeah.
So who did you like so far? Like, who was your probably favorite?
My favorite, I think like probably like Zap and White.
Zap and White.
Yeah.
I didn't really get to see much of White to really for that. That
Yeah.
wasn't that was another thing, right? We should probably preface. Okay, so when we were watching the series,
Yeah.
fucking, we were just making. What the fuck were we talking about while they were doing their backstory?
I don't know. You're like doing jokes or something.
Yeah, we were just talking about jokes, and I can't really remember the full backstory. I still don't know what the fuck possessed him.
No,
I don't.
it's a Damien.
Yeah, but like it was implied like it was like birthed out of like their parents or something because they died for like the barrier, I guess.
No, wasn't it that? No, wasn't it that the demon came up that made the parents turn into the mist, and
Bi-
and the brother said, "Leave my sister alone, and you can have me," and it's like that.
Yeah, and there was also this whole caster thing. Like they were like identifying them as casters. I'm like, what the fuck are casters?
Caster.
Yeah, right. There was this whole thing where like there that's how they knew about that's how they figured about Black and White is they found out that Black was a caster,
Oh.
right? And they're like, oh shit, he has a sister and White's a caster. Yeah.
Bear with us. We did watch the show. Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, we watched the show, all right? So, we're not
We know what we're talking about.
a lot of times when we're watching the show, we just kind of like we sometimes just say something stupid and we just joke around for a bit and then we just kind of miss out on important plot points, which is kind of important. I mean, it's not really important for the show.
Yeah.
Because
this is like backstory stuff.
Yeah, this is backstory stuff. Yeah, so I guess yeah, for characters you got I guess for characters, I guess my favorite is like Watch and Claws.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really warmed up the clock. Yeah, you really warmed up the Watch.
Yeah, Watch became like up there for like my main characters.
Yeah, I just like how yeah, like White just like has like a really good attitude.
Yeah, White's really cool. Oh, that's my PC. Anyways, I was gonna say we should probably talk about like the setting a little bit because I know maybe like from what I've said about the setting, people might get interested into it, and I should kind of preface this that saying like the setting itself is super not important.
Yeah.
Like I said, there is a mist that is supposedly supposed to block things from going in and out. And granted, they do sometimes in the show kind of mention that like getting stuff in and out is hard, but you also have to understand that fucking airplanes can get in. So, and then they were trying to drive out of the fog, which means it's possible. So. I don't know. Really, what the show, the setting is more about is just having this like, just like not this like generic like fantasy monster world, but having it sort of set in the modern day with all these creatures, and then like, like also having this like wide level city destruction.
Yeah.
And yes, it is super, super implied that a lot of people died.
A lot of people died.
Just thousands of people died in New York City.
Like, that was like the biggest takeaway for me. Is like, how does this city manage to sustain itself?
Yeah, see, like the thing that messes me up though is like at first I was like, if things couldn't go in and out, how do they have like food? Well, how does their economy work? Right? Like all these things. And it's like it would make sense if it was alien food, but it was actually like human food.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you shouldn't really think too much of the setting because that's not really what the show is about. It's just the setting is more just a catalyst for like the characters and this just for the story to take place, I guess. Really, um, if you if you try to yeah, if you really try to overthink about the how this world actually is feasibly possible, you're just gonna come up with no answers really because they don't really answer them. I was
It's just an excuse so that they can level a city every week.
just have it, just have wide level destructions. Um,
Like, oh, they're like the reproduction rates have to be like insane. It's crazy.
right? Or somehow the immigration rate, right? Somehow
It's super insane.
It's super insane. Basically, New York has a higher population than the rest of the Earth.
You just got to live in this city.
Yeah.
Silly.
Yeah. Yeah. So. I kind of what else am I saying? What else do you want to talk about? I guess the animation.
Yeah.
Animation's pretty good. It's by Studio
Bones. Yeah, Bones.
Bones. Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's one of them. Look at all the money we have, studios. So
yeah. Yeah, but I like again. I'm not like one of those guys who can like. I'd have to like watch the whole series over again if I really want to like pick out like key frames that are like pretty not good.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, when we went through it, it looked pretty solid.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fight scenes, like not even like condensed into like one-on-one fights or anything, just like really wide level fight scenes, right? That take up a lot of space, and surprisingly, like there's not a lot of CG, or if there really is, it's super not noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
I think I noticed maybe like one or two really defining CG moments, and that was with the Carnage dude.
No. The really defining moments for me is whenever Claus captures anything.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, for the...
Yeah, with the whole cross.
With the whole cross thing, yeah, but I'm like, during the fight.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, not really. So, it's pretty well done. A lot of effects,
Whole lot of effects.
Yeah. There's a whole lot of effects. There's a whole lot of style to this show, which I like, which I appreciate.
It's like one of the things that like got me attached to the series, like the musical style especially, with like how it uses like with like its jazz soundtrack. It's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I kind of want to say that like the series itself doesn't really go. I guess a good selling point for me is that this is a lot of this is just character driven, right?
Yeah.
Like the story is there and it's fine, but it doesn't really need to be there. It could actually just be a villain of the day, and that'd be fine too. But the reason why it's like really character driven as well, or it's more noticeable that it's character driven, is that they don't really go with like explaining everything and how it works, right? They don't have an actual like episode explaining what the hell these blood styles are, even like how do they happen? How do they work?
Yeah.
You know, was this like something humans discovered, or was it something that like we did? Oh, that's my phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a whole lot of intrigue.
Mm-hmm. So, I guess, like, do you remember any soundtracks at all?
I remember one. I don't know what episode, but it was like a vocal track, and it was like really nice. It was also like in that jazzy style.
Yeah, I really like the opening and endings.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like, I like the ending a lot.
Yeah, the ending is really good.
Yeah, I guess we should also mention this is like the ending is kind of like has been used heavily for like parodies and stuff.
Like the ending is what like the anime community latched onto for a while.
Yeah, just to like animate. I saw a really good one actually. Before we even watched this series, I got interested in it because of was it two? I think two reasons. Like one, I saw like a gift set of the well, I guess the sniper chick has like a family.
Yeah.
And I guess she's like a pretty shitty mom.
I guess that's in Beyond.
Yeah, it's in Beyond. It definitely is. That's the one episode I saw in Beyond.
Mm-hmm.
And also someone made like a the ending, but with like Pokemon characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, damn, this is really good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah,
Huh.
ending's really good.
Yeah.
Um,
Whew.
oh, I guess I should also say that actually we're in the 30-minute mark. We can go into like spoilers now too if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we already kind of spoiled it a little bit, but like, yeah, basically their parents kind of like die in the mist.
Yeah. Parents
No,
become
yeah,
the mist.
they come to the mist, and then the chick, she becomes the barrier,
Yeah.
but then their parents like will or whatever they implanted on White keeps her from actually like fully ascending
Yeah.
into the barrier. So she kind of has like a bit of a physical form.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then like Black, I guess, inherits some sort of like demon thing, and then Black kind of has this like attitude where it's like, well, if fucking White's dead, then this world's not worth living for. So I guess I'm just gonna kill everybody, right? Which is a pretty nihilistic perspective, but yeah. That I guess that also includes him too. So he wants to die as well. So he captures Watch, and then uses the goggles on him, I guess. And I guess the
Yeah.
goggles, I guess he uses Leonardo's all-seeing eyes of God in order to activate the sorry, I think it was to remove the barrier,
Yeah. Also,
essentially kill White.
yeah, yeah. Like that was like my main criticism with the show, is how like the whole like taking his they're like implying that they were going to take out his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
they're just using the eyes, so it kind of deflated a lot of the tension when that was
Yeah.
revealed.
Yeah, he's because like, okay, if you see Leonardo's character, he's basically just fucking Brock, right? A lot of his eyes are just closed, but when he uses his powers, he actually opens his eyes, right? So either he really just squints, or he actually just has his eyes closed throughout the whole time,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which
Yeah.
I like my idea that he has his eyes closed all the
He's
time.
squinting, I'm telling you.
No man, no man.
You're just being stupid and wanting things to be cool for the sake of them being cool.
No, dog. It's so much cooler if he has his eyes closed, man.
I know it's cooler, but it makes sense if he's squinting, because you totally can do that.
No, man. The eyes, man. They let you see through skin.
I think you're just being silly.
I think you're being stupid. But yeah, so he uses the also you guys to try to get rid of the barrier, and then essentially, I think he was trying to activate like a seal. I think it's something like the seal of the dead or something, because it basically makes a lot of people in New York turn into ghouls,
Yeah.
and then yeah, Leonardo goes up, confronts Black, uh, convinces White to talk to Black and be like, "Hey, don't kill yourself." And then White fixes everything.
And then joins the mist.
It joins the mist, and then Black is just kind of cool. They even at the end, I have kind of appreciate it. I find it hilarious that like at the end they do sort of like this slideshow thing where they do with the camera of like what happens like after the full climax.
Yeah.
In the like in the credits would be like pictures that show like what happens. Like this is just a few moments after he fucking Leonardo just goes up to Black and just goes like buddy. Like they're like, oh yeah, remember, like, oh man, that was pretty crazy, huh? Right?
Thank God your sister's gone now.
Yeah. So everything essentially goes back to normal, and I guess if people are curious enough, that they've you know if they want to watch this, even though we just spoiled it, the ending doesn't really end off on a cliffhanger, so Beyond wasn't really like required, I would say, but it does continue the story.
Yeah. It is a shonen.
hmm
Yeah.
So yeah, there's the ending itself was fine. I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked. I guess what okay. So a couple of things like doesn't Leonardo know how to drive?
No. Well, yeah, yes, he can drive a scooter.
I guess a scooter is different from a car, so
Scooter's harder than driving a car.
it's harder.
Yeah, you have to balance and stuff.
When you ever balanced a car before?
I don't know. I don't have a driver's license.
Oh my god. All right. Well, and then I was thinking about like Chain is like essentially just super fast. Couldn't she just like pick up Leonardo and just take him there?
It is. Again, we don't. She doesn't do a thing because I don't know why.
I don't
She
know.
just stands there.
She was like even like she didn't really even say like I guess there was a moment where she kind of saved Leonardo, but not really because she fucking ditched him. She was like, "Oh shit, something's gonna fall on you. I better get the fuck out of here."
Like my main issue with her is that her defining character trait is just A, standing, and B, antagonizing Zap. That's literally it.
I like her. I like her.
I don't like her.
Keep her, let her stay. Let her be a character.
I'm not feeling it.
Complete episode arc, please. Just dedicate one season to her.
It's just a live stream of just her standing.
Yeah, just teleport to places. She goes to fucking what's that burger place?
I don't even know, but that place got destroyed how many times?
Oh no, not the cafe, the fast food chain.
Oh, I don't know. It might as well just be called McDonald's.
Yeah, I guess. Technically. So yeah, Chain Leonardo. What is it? Oh yeah. And then like Claus kind of appears at the finale.
Oh, because he was stalling. But shut up.
Yeah, but I don't know what he was stalling for, because the dude was gonna wait for him.
Yeah, because Black was waiting.
Black was like actually just waiting there. Right? Like the only thing I can maybe think is like Claus wanted to maybe try and weaken him for Black.
I guess.
But it was also surprisingly super easy for Leonardo to walk up to Black and then bash him into the face. Right? Like keep in mind, Leonardo never really. It's never really implied that he was really training in fighting or anything. Like not even like martial arts or anything. So he just kind of just ran up to Black and then bashed him in the face.
Listen, Claus is super important to the plot. Why are you even complaining?
Yeah, I did really like the scene where like Claus like said that he was proud of Leonardo and then he started crying.
Yeah,
that was a nice scene.
Yeah, because I would assume that he's going through why do I belong here and all that crap.
Yeah, stuff like that. Also, it's like it really shows a great deal of like humility in the character. Like he like Leonardo never really sees himself as this like absolute badass or like this like character, this pivotal character in the story.
Yeah, that's where I was coming from. Is like he didn't I would imagine he's like struggling to see like, oh, look at all these cool people with all these cool powers. Like what could I possibly do to help them?
Yeah.
To get like a "I'm proud of you" from the captain of the entire unit is probably a big thing for him.
Yeah, so that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty. And yeah, that's pretty. I guess there was some other side stories. Really, like there was this whole vampire thing that kind of happened for like 2 episodes.
2 seconds.
Where it was just like we have to find a hideout for the vampires, and they're like,
goddamn vampires.
And they're like, we found the leader of the vampires. Oh, captured.
I legit thought, what's her face, Chain was a wolf because they kept calling her Mrs. Wolf or something.
Maybe.
I thought she was a werewolf or something. And
that would have been cool.
She had a good beef with like the vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. Nobody knows anything about her because she won't say anything. She just stands there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean, is there anything else you want to say? Like, you want to talk? Like, get through?
Oh yeah. Also, they heavily implied that Leonardo's sister was going to be dead, and it's fine.
Yeah, she was fine at the end, and I was like, this is a this is an interesting like I didn't feel like I was cheated or like really lied to.
Yeah.
At the end, I'm actually fine with her being alive. I think it's even cooler that like he is trying to live his life and is like trying to do all these good things with his life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, everyone knows she's gonna come in at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like I still like the fact that he has like this strong relationship with his sister though still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's about what I have to say.
Yeah, I was struggling to think if there's anything else that
Yeah, his name's Blitz. The guy who's like really unfortunate but lucky at the same time.
oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else to talk about. I guess just to mention that like I guess for Claw, I know we said like Claw's is already a badass, but like my favorite scene with Claws was the whole chess scene.
Yeah, with the battle chess.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best ways to show his character.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that was. It's surprising that he's fully human.
Yeah, with those giant freakish fangs.
Yeah, he's 100% human. He's not a monster, guys. Okay.
I thought he was a werewolf.
Yeah, I thought he was part monster at the very least.
Yeah.
No, he's 100% human.
He's a hummin.
He's a hummin.
Real human.
Yeah.
And a real hero.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say if this is going to be like on like the top list of my year.
The savior of anime.
Like I don't know if at the end of the year I'm gonna be putting this on my list for like the top animes.
Yeah.
But I'll say it's a pretty good shoujo anime. Yeah,
I'd say it does deserve the praise it's gotten.
Yeah, it doesn't. You could even remove all the fight scenes and it's still really good.
Yeah, it's like seeing the characters interact with the world is like really entertaining.
Yeah, it's fun. There's also like a hilarious. Oh my god, we have to talk about this. There's a hilarious scene where fucking Zaf is supposed to be like looking after Leonardo. Yeah. He's just like
he's assaulting him.
Leonardo is just delivering pizzas, and then Zap is fighting Leonardo wherever he is, and
assaulting him at every opportunity.
Yeah, just beating the shit out of him, and then just taking his pizzas. Oh my god! And oh my god! Yeah, oh my god! Okay, this is never talked about. Does he live in a burlesque house?
Huh?
Does he live in a whorehouse? Like, why is there like why is there all those women there?
No, he set it up to be like a whorehouse.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah, oh god.
He's a scumbag. Like, what do you expect?
It's so funny. It's anyways, yep. I think that's everything else. Well, I mean, what about you, Dom? Do you think this is gonna be a top contender for you?
I think so. Unless like we watch some heavy hitter. Over the year.
Over the year.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's episode 1 of how could my cartoon possibly be just like my Japanese anime? God, fucking mouthful. I regret this title.
I love it. It's just the right amount of stupid.
It's just the right amount. Just a good amount.
It's a good amount.
Yeah. If it was a smidge more, it'd be over the line.
Yeah.
Alright then.
Yeah.
Alright then. Well, I guess I'll see you in the next episode, which might be Full Metal Panic.
Full Metal Panic, yeah.
Probably Full Metal Panic.
Don't know how we're going to be able to talk about the comedy version of Full Metal Panic.
Yeah? Well, we'll figure it out. Alright.
Oh boy. Yeah, see you when that happens.